Hey everyone, so I wanted to do a quick video on spotting AI art. That's artificial intelligence. There's a lot of apps out there now that you can put in prompts and they create art, including line art for adult coloring books. Now, Amazon already is oversaturated with these AI books. I don't judge either way, so we're not going to debate on that one. I'm not going to get into that. You know, if you want to buy AI coloring books, I'm not going to judge you. I don't care. However, I know some people don't want to buy the AI ones. And the best way to know if it is an AI or isn't, well, I'm going to show you. For one, on the listing, often they have either a very generic company name or they'll have like an artist name. But when you look at the books themselves, like for example, these were sent to me by someone, and these are definitely AI. This has no artist information whatsoever. And the reason for that is, well, because it's AI. There is no artist, unless you want to give credit to whatever app they use. So the way you can spot it is pretty easy. Well, first thing you do is check the line art itself and the weight of the lines, plus the imagery. It will just look off. So here, for example, we have a cute little fall house, right? We got bats of some kind in the background. But see the different line weights of all these pumpkins here? How they're just, and this one's kind of just hanging out up there, compared to these leaves down here. Like if this was human drawn or even drawn using like Procreate and one of those assisted drawing, you would still have lines that would match up. Like all these random leaves are just not matching with the rest of the line art. Here's another example. We've got a bunch of random flowers just added to this little, I guess, mushroom top house. And the style of the drawing is much different. So the house itself, if you take away all the flowers, looks and would honestly have passed on its own. You could even have passed with these two little plants here. But then you add these flowers, the line art itself doesn't even match the quality of this basic line art. These flowers in here are just randomly added. But then their line weights, as you can see, don't match up with the drawing. So that's another way as well. Okay, kawaii and chibi books are one of the more popular ones you're going to see. You'll have very thick lined images like this with really random things popping about. Now, this does not mean all chibi art and kawaii art is AI. It's just these often give red flags. It looks like an image was created using a prompt and then things were added. As you can see, like the line art just doesn't match. And in this case for this book, it actually doesn't even really go. Like, we have these random bees missing some features, thinner lines, and then this huge cake. So that's one example. I don't even know what these are supposed to be. Or this. Actually, I don't even know what that's supposed to be. But so you'll see inconsistencies. Okay, now this is a book by a company that does say they used AI. So not everyone does on Amazon, but there are some that will admit and be transparent. And those are the companies you want to work with because at least they are being transparent. However, you'll notice some wonkiness to these things. Like see how the sketchwork is almost warped and blending in here, something random filling in there. How the girl in front of the house doesn't really match up with the house whatsoever. Even down here you'll see all these leaves and whatnot. They don't really have as much of a distinct pattern as you think when you're looking far away. Same here. See the different line weights and how these like the flowers on top of this cake don't really go with the rest of the line art in this image. Some companies will edit, you know, but other companies won't. This company does some editing, so theirs aren't as bad, but you'll still find those little wonky inconsistencies. Let me see if I've got, I was checking her hair. Sometimes in the hair you'll see some random weirdness going on. A good company will get those out of there, but others don't. I'm trying to find an example of the blending. But this, for example, she kind of just blends in with the top of the cupcake right here. So this is her leg, sort of, but then the rest you don't know where exactly went. Also, look at the arms on this one. So we have an arm here that's coming behind here for some reason. Then her arm also cuts off here, but then comes up here, holding it here. So I guess she's, I mean, if this was in real life, she's holding it like that. But as you can see, there's something weird there. And then I don't even know what that's supposed to be back behind there. But that's an example of one. Often the hands will be off. This one has 5 fingers. Sometimes you'll see ones with like 6 or more. This one as well, her hand, see how it just has a weird blend? Unfortunately, when you're on Amazon, you're not going to be able to look at these as closely. So first check the description, see if the artist says we use AI, then you'll know. However, if you get one and you're not sure, you can at least look for some of these inconsistencies that I pointed out, and then that way you can return it if you don't want to color AI art, or at least you know you're coloring it. For example, her hair here from afar looks just fine, but when you get up close, this little wacky thing here either was meant to be a flower or something else, because she's already got a cute bun. But when the AI is given prompts, it is matching up multiple images with those keywords to create an image. So see like how her face doesn't really even match the rest of the landscape here. Just find a few more examples. Like I said, some companies are very good about editing and trying to fix any of those wonkies. They actually did a decent job on her hair on this one, so I'm not catching any. Often when there's a lot of details, when you start to see like a leaf or something weird. But even this one, for example, again, up close, her arm, see how weird? It's incredibly long. 2, she has these really long, creepy fingers, but her arm is kind of weird. And then this one right here is like flipping downward, tucking in, and I guess that's her leg. You have to kind of really look at things, and then you'll start to see the wackiness where AI has blended things together. But it does take time, and now often when I pop open a book, I can usually tell right away that it's AI. The first thing that usually gives it away is either you'll have line art mixed with grayscale art, and it just doesn't even have the same weights. Or you'll just have line art, but the weights are way different. Or you'll have an image, but like some of the accents just don't match the other line art, so it's obvious they were, meshed together. Then you'll have the more obvious ones where there's like an error or a weird blending or something like that. Like this gal, she doesn't really necessarily look like she belongs on this cake. She was created and added to that. But yeah, I mean, now I've gotten a little, you just eventually get an eye for it. Like this one here. The line weights are actually all similar, has a similar grayscale, but then you'll notice her fairy wings, or something back here, goes here, and then nothing here. You'll just notice like these little oddities as you get used to it. But again, I don't judge anyone who colors AI. Do not want to see that in my comments. That's not what this video is for. This was just to help you understand or better spot what is and is not AI. Quite a few of the portraits out on Etsy these days are, but luckily you can zoom in on those and you'll see like little weird swigglies in the hair. Sometimes you'll see a flower petal or something weird in the portrait. This is Rachel Mintz. They do disclose that they use AI. The other company I was showing from has no name, artist, or anything. So just be aware of that. If it's a new company on Etsy or Amazon, then you may possibly be dealing with AI. Just look at the images. And then that way, if you don't want to do AI, you can send it back. But at least then you know what to look for. It's hard because some people do edit them really well, whereas others just literally push out the world's worst books. So just be careful. There are quite a few on Amazon. So if you don't want to color AI, take your time looking through, because unfortunately I am seeing quite a few books on Amazon for $10 to $12 on CreateSpace paper, and they're all AI but really bad, not even edited. They just put images up and out. I hope that helps. Again, we're not going to do any debates about AI versus not AI. I'm just doing this video because someone had asked if I would explain how I spot AI, and that is how I do it. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and until next time, take care. Bye now.